About to get started. Tell all your friends. Tell all your friends. Uh-oh. Gen Z says Brazilian feds looking for Austin. Uh-oh. He did something he shouldn't have done. That's what happened. Quita's in the house. Gen Z is in the house. Gemini's in the house. BXX is in the house. Happy Life is in the house. Heathen Queen is in the house. Oh yeah. Right, just a few more minutes. Supreme Goddess is in the house. Properly Disrespectful is in the house. Wita is in the house. Can I get a mic check? Can I get a mic check? 1, 2. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah. About to get this party started. About to get the party started. Creative Solutions is in the house. All right. Okay. Huh. All right. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right. All right, all right. All right, all right, all right. I'm going to play around for a little bit and then we're going to get into the subject. But let's listen to this right here.
How hard is it to find a woman like you with no kids? Some people have said if you had no kids, you would have an ego through the roof. Look the way you look, and
Well, I think, also
if you were younger and had no kids, your ego would be on cloud nine because so many guys would want you.
Oh, damn. Okay, let me stop that right there. This is funny about Melanie. We're going to briefly go over her for a minute. By the way, tomorrow we will be having a live featuring Melanie. Melanie, your mask is falling off. Today she said some pretty disgusting things. I was on Sexy Red's live, kind of just checking out the vibe that she's dissing other women for some disgusting things, talking about odor and all that kind of stuff. And the way she did it was extremely condescending. And it doesn't help anything. And from my experience, men stink more than women. We just do. We do. That's just the way it is. So for her to bring it up just shows you where her messed up mindset is. So you gotta tune in tomorrow to see the whole full story on Melanie Kangs. I call her Kangs because she acts like a dude. So her name is not K-I-N-G, it's K-A-N-G-Z. Okay. See, her mask is falling off. Yeah. So Melanie Kangs, because she want to act like a dude. If you want to act, it's funny. It's the funny thing I find about these mammies is they have all the elements they disrespect women about. Argumentative, masculine, bossy. They're literally dudes in women's bodies. So just because they act feminine, and I mean acting feminine, it doesn't mean they are. It's how you sound. It's how you sound. And Melanie Kangs, you should just drop the any part and just call yourself Mel. Like Mel. Let's make it more masculine. Mel Kangs. That's what that's just the way it is. I'm sorry. And it's like I actually felt sorry for her. But after I heard her spew what she did the last couple of days, nah, I'm good. Queen is in it. Mel Kangs. But instead of going and complaining about how rude and disgusting she is about the subject, let me show the men how it's done, what class is right here. I'm going to play this video right here.
For the party and the party don't stop. So put your hands together, turn it on, turn it up. We're here for the party and the party don't stop. So put your hands together, turn it on, turn it up.
Do you have bad BO?
No.
Come on, man. We all saw that. You stink. But luckily, we're here to help. We've done some research and found the best ways scientifically to fight body odor. So what exactly causes bad BO? For starters, gender, nature, and chronic health issues can all affect your body odor. For example, People with diabetes may actually have a fruity smell in body odor. And people with a liver or kidney disease may actually have more of a bleach type smell.
May's in the house. Sutton May is in the house. Sharon is in the house.
Watch what you eat. Lifestyle and diet may play a big role in how you smell. For instance, garlic, spices, and alcohol can all negatively affect your body odor. Fatty foods, red meat, and being overweight can also impact your body odor. Certain antidepressants can even cause a change in your body odor.
But what if you're healthy and don't drink and still have BO?
Well, at that point, you may want to try Botox.
That's right, Botox.
A 2003 study where 16 healthy volunteers were injected with Botox under the arm yielded some positive results.
In fact, after only 7 days, patients' body odor either decreased or improved.
Ooh, not into needles? You might want to try shaving. Regularly shaving your armpits can help prevent the accumulation of bacteria, which can help prevent sweat and odor.
Really? Of course, antiperspirants and deodorants are the preferred methods.
That's right. In fact, dermatologist David Parisa recommends an antiperspirant with at least 12% aluminum chloride or 20% aluminum zirconium.
And for best results, use an antiperspirant at night and a deodorant in the morning. I've heard all those chemicals can potentially lead to cancer.
Thought you might mention that. Actually, a majority of experts, including the director of medical content for the American Cancer Society, agree that all of those findings are inaccurate.
That's right, fake news.
So fear not, there are plenty of solutions to help you battle your BO and get back to whatever that is.
All right. See, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's you give people suggestions. And see, that's what's wrong with the manosphere altogether. All they do is whine and complain all the time. And then they want you to see them as masculine, even the women. That's the funny thing. All you need to do is give constructive criticism and you can really help the community. But no, they don't want to do that. 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 Nope. But let me get into the subject at hand. I have a theory that the red pill system has a lot of, down low men. Sexuality is your business, but sometimes, down low men, they be down low. But sometimes a man gets delivered. Let's see what he has to say about it. Let's get into this. Let's get into this right now.
Do you believe that the Lord tonight has set you free? Yes, sir. Turn around and tell those people. Tell them. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will. No more.
In the house.
I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman.
Jenny's in the house. Oh, here we go. He's
Y'all
feeling it
praise
now.
God with him. Hold on.
He's feeling it now.
Somebody believe God with him. Hey! We don't just preach condemnation. We preach reconciliation. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Help him, Lord.
Come on.
Help him, Lord. Help him. I wish I had some shown up believers that'll come down here and dance with him and tell him you can do it in the name of Jesus. Hey! That's right. Hey! When I tell you, I want you to run down towards that camera and tell them I got a brand new life. Run right now. Run. Run. Because it's in front of you. Glory to God. Somebody shout better, better, better.
All right, all right, all right. I mean, there we go. We are into some weird waters here because the fact is this: a lot of red pill men are not gay no more. They've been delivered. They've been delivered, but they still might be on the down low. Let's see what these guys are going to give us some tips on how to find and see those who are down low possible. Let's go.
What's up? It's your boy Tariq Ali, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a... You're laughing at me. Jesus. You're looking at yourself. What's up? It's your boy Tariq Ali, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have
interesting how the BJ looks like MTR, huh? Yeah. It's funny that his name's BJ.
a special guest.
My name's BJ.
This is BJ. Me and BJ go to school together. We've known each other for, wow, about 4 years, 3 years now. A long time. Like freshman year.
Yeah.
So we've known each other for a couple of years, and this is his first time on my channel. Actually, you've been on my channel before, but he was on the Tinder video, but he was in the background talking, but he wasn't actually on camera, and he didn't even want to talk in the video in the first place. We're happy to finally have you here. You know, I thought he would be great for this topic because he's kind of an expert on this topic. So I thought it would be good. You know, it's a real interesting topic. This is a topic that I've been getting a lot of requests to talk about, you know, about DL men, how to read them, the different types of DL men, everything DL. I'll let the title card play, and yeah, we're gonna get right into some things.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so before we get started, please make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button right here on the left. Point down here, BJ. Point down here, like where I'm pointing. There you go. Like right under you, like right down here. Like do this.
Right down here.
Pookie must Prime in the house. Gen Z in the house. Gemini in the house. King Lucifer in the house. Nubia Gold in the house. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
That's the middle, baby.
You right here.
Like for you, just do this.
Okay.
And
right
for
here.
me, there you go. Subscribe, hit the like button, and comment, y'all, because you know I don't say things to be right. I say things to start the discussion, okay? Okay. That's enough of like, you know, the professional, you know, stuff like that. We got some fruit. BJ brought some fruit. You know, the only way to come to my apartment is if you bring a bottle, girl. Okay, I like wine. BJ, his selection today was La Marca Prosecco DOC sparkling wine, product of Italy. This is cute. Most people get Sutter Home Girl or Bear.
But they get to the
Oh, please, girl. So let me hold up. Girl, we get a little fast again. Woo! Okay.
is that a rug hanging on the wall?
I'm trying it. That's good. Okay, she's a little
That
sparkling.
looks like a rug on the wall, but hey, it works. It works.
She has a dry taste to her. It's kind of like, okay, so let's get right into the topic, y'all. Okay, so the topic is DL down low men. So BJ, what is a DL down low man? Tell the people, go ahead and tell the people what is a DL down low man. Explain to people that have no idea what that is, because you know it's going to be at least a good amount of people in the comments like, what is a DL?
I would say a DL man is someone who it's a man that has interest in other men, whether that be like mostly romantically, but they aren't open about that. So like with regular gay people, we're out, we're open. If someone asks us, we don't hide it. It's not a secret. Whereas with DL men, they're gonna have probably a mask to cover that up with, where they may have girlfriends or they may seem like they're interested in women. Where in actuality, they're actually interested in men.
So let me specify for some people, you know, there's like no rules to what a DL man is, you know, it's slang. So there's no real definition. Okay. So you can be DL and you can be gay. You can be a DL man and you can be bisexual. You can be DL and you can be, I feel like you can be DL and still be straight. Because I feel like you can be.
Nah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I just said, I think you can be DL and still be straight. Okay, well, let me rephrase that. I think just because you have sexual relations with a man for like, say if it's one time, that doesn't make you gay. Like I feel
that's
like
why I said romantic.
Yeah.
I was gonna just say like interest in men. That's why I said romantically.
Okay, so yeah. So there's you know, that's what a DL man is. Pretty much in one sentence, is someone who is not openly gay and pretty much does it behind closed doors in the closet. That's why people say in the closet, in the dark, nobody knows. So, you know, that's why people say come out the closet. So for all the people that don't know what a DL man is, that's what a DL man is.
But what would be the difference between being in the closet and DL?
I think it's the same thing. I think it's just two different figures of speech, don't you think? Down low or like in the closet. I thought that was just two different ways to say it.
I would say in the closet is kind of like you're gay, you know you're gay, but there's something stopping you from coming out, like your family or something like that.
Okay, I can see
Whereas DL would be like, I may not be comfortable with this, but I still like, you know,
red pill men. You can come out. It's okay. Let's go. Let me break it down like this. Let me break it down like this.
My husband.
Hello?
What's your name, babe?
My name is Tyrell.
Tyrell. Where are you calling me from?
Wow, I can't believe I really I'm calling you from New Jersey.
Okay,
Let me get you some light.
For me, baby, and get to some light. Now you want to shock you like me. We can't even see you right now. We can't even see you. We can't.
All
Where
right,
you
I'm
at?
coming.
Where you at? It's dark. You know you need light.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you know you need light.
I can't believe you really found me. Like you really selected me. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, what's your name again?
My name is Tyrell.
Tyrell, where you calling us from?
I live in the Bronx.
Okay, stop moving, love. How old are you?
I am 35. I turned 36 this year.
When's your birthday? What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Gemini.
Gemini. Okay, you have any kids?
No, I do not have kids. I would like to.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
So right now I'm an instructor assistant for an IT school. I teach cybersecurity.
Okay. So this is Tyrell, right?
Yes, I'm Tyrell.
Tyrell, Bronx, 35, a Gemini, no kids, an instructor, teacher for IT school?
Yeah, for an IT school. I teach in cybersecurity.
All right, babe. What kind of woman are you looking for?
Okay, so I'm looking for a woman who can understand me and who I am. A woman who has control or is learning to have express her emotions in a positive, healthy way. So I want to say something. I want to get it out the way now, since this is so surreal. I can't believe you really. It's nice to. Hi, Kendra.
Hi.
I wanted to say I love you and I think you're awesome and thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
I had so many things that I wanted to say. Like I imagined it so many times. So I'm just. Excuse me if I'm a little nervous. So I just want to get this out the way. I have dealt with the same sex before.
Okay.
So I want to get that out the way. And I'm looking.
Now, do you consider yourself bisexual, or is that just the past?
DJ.
Okay, so this, I want to say, everybody, this
You
is
were
what
on
I need to
mute.
break down.
You know you were on mute, right?
Yeah. Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. This is one thing I have to break down. Kendra's pipeline of men for her show are not really from her regular show. They are, her show is mostly of women. Because she had a woman's show before. So when she started on to, YouTube, her pipeline of men came from the manosphere, because men everywhere else would not watch her show because they were fine. They were normal men. They were either watching sports or they were out on a date with women or whatever, because they're normal men. So what happened was this. I have been watching her show for getting close to a year now. And what I noticed is that she was so desperate to have men on her show that she had to kind of bend it in a way that manosphere men would feel comfortable coming on her show. And they did. She finally did it, because she would use a few talking points here and there. She would take some of their advice, whatever you want to call it. So all these men that you see, at least 90% of them are from the manosphere. They're from Red Pill. You can often hear them stating talking points from Kevin Samuels. And they're delivered. They claim they're delivered. But this is one of the major issues that a lot of these men have. If you have sexuality issues, usually you're going to have dating issues. Hence, Exhibit A.
I would consider that more so the past. I really don't want to live in that way anymore. It's not healthy for me. Like I'm not shaming anybody else, but I just prefer not to live that way. I'll give a little background about myself. Like I was raised without my father. Like I never knew what my father looked like until like 2020. Like I just met him, so I had no really positive image of of a male in the house that I can like emulate. So I just wanted to get that out of the way, because I want to find a woman who I can vibe with, that can understand me and see me for who I am, and like more so energetically, So I just want to get that out the way. So if I resonate,
so now you see why these men be complaining about women having masculine energy, because these men have a feminine mentality. These men have a feminine mentality. And there's nothing wrong with it until you start complaining about women. Then you're being messy. Then you're being messy.
More question about that?
Sure. I'm sorry.
Was that years ago? Like, when was the last time?
Well, my last relationship was with the woman. It was in 2021. We broke up in August. Before then, I was already kind of working on being abstinent and not really like giving into lust or anything like that. So
do you recall when the last time, like how many years ago it was when you dealt with a man?
It was more so before I got in a relationship with her. So I got.
What year that was?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was early. That was early 2021.
2021.
Wait,
okay,
wait.
Yes, sir. You heard him right. Play it again.
It was more so before I got in a relationship with her. So I got.
What year that was?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was early. That was early 2021.
2021. Okay, so that was.
So now all of a sudden he wants to switch. I mean, so let me get this clear. He had been with men all the way up until 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And he's what? He must mid-30s at least?
I think. What did he say? I thought. Go back. I thought he said. Did he say 27?
We can't even see you right now. We can't even see you. We can't.
All
Where
right,
you
I'm
at?
coming.
Where you at? It's dark. You know you need light.
Yes,
You know
ma'am.
now you know you need
I
light.
can't believe you really found me. Like you really selected me. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, what's your name again?
My name is Tyrell.
Tyrell, where you calling us from?
I live in the Bronx.
Okay, stop moving, love. How old are you?
I am 35. I turned 36 this year. I don't like to try to like hide things or sweep things under the rug, you know. But one thing I wanted to mention is I want to have a family. I want to be a father.
Bam.
He sounds super red pill to me. I don't know
said
about
he
you.
He said he wants a family and he wants to be a father.
After living, I mean, the thing is hey, live the life you want to live, but at the same time, you need to understand and respect that you've been living a different way. And you can't just up and just change, you know? It's like, oh, wow, you know, I fix computers. You know, I think I want to play NFL football now. I'm just going to go out there and try out for quarterback. Let me see how this goes. This is the same thing here. It's the same delusion right here.
No, it's far worse than that. It's far worse. No, and the reason I say that is because you're involving a whole other human being. You're involving a woman in this trial and error thing that you've been doing. If you're 35 years old, that means that you've been living this lifestyle for how long? And now you want a woman, you want to bring a woman into this, and you say that you want a woman, but what happens when something mystically pops up? And see, now you're dealing with whatever it is you're dealing with. I don't know if he's receiving counseling or whatever it is that he may be doing, but he needs to be seeking counseling and therapy to make sure that this is actually what he wants to be doing, because a lot of these men will do this simply to have a womb.
Right.
They can procreate in.
So he's a high level pump and dump candidate, in my opinion. I mean, I think he's just looking. I think he's trying to find himself right now, and this is a bad situation for anyone, male or female, but really. But let's keep it going. Let's see what else he has to say.
Because I never had one, but that's not my only reason. But I want to have a legacy, so I am looking for a woman whose ovaries work.
So why didn't he want to have a legacy like 20 years ago, or 15 years ago, or 10 years ago? This is selfish to me, in my opinion. It's different if you went through some cleansing phase or something. But just to jump up and say, "Oh yeah, you know, I'm not gay anymore," that's weak.
But this is another thing that they love to say: women hit the wall. To me, this is him hitting the wall.
Right.
Seeing that, oh, all of a sudden I want a family. And now I'm going to switch over, at least for a little while.
Yeah, he's right now, he's dabbling in women. That's what he's doing. Because, I mean, he's 35. That's a long time.
Who's looking to settle down, have children and things. I'm trying. How you get these comments off? I'm not trying to look at these.
You can swipe it. Swipe it to the right. Swipe it to the right in the comments. You won't see it.
See, he's already showing me he's unstable because he knows what he said was going to start fires. The best he can do is not even bother looking at the comments. And the fact that he is so moved by the comments that he wants to interrupt his speech to avoid and stop the comments from coming in, or from comments that upset him, tell you that even with his situation, we'll call it, he's still not a good match. He's got, you could tell he doesn't have control of his mind. And that's a problem right there. He needs time. He doesn't need anything else in time. He doesn't need a woman. He doesn't need to be married. He doesn't need a dude. He just needs time to reflect and think and fix himself, and then decide where to go from there. Right now, he's just going to ruin some woman's life. That's all he's going to do.
Okay, I got it.
Now, let me ask you this, though. Do you still find attraction to men?
I don't act on it if I feel it, but it's kind of like whatever wolf you feed is the one that grows the strongest, I believe. So I feel like it's something like when I'm single, I work on not really giving into my like sexual urges at all. Like not. Looking at porn or doing anything or that would arouse that, like going to like bars and things. I just want to be in a place where I can use my sexual energy more responsibly, you know, and I want to put it into.
Remember my theory about these red pill men? They're way too obsessed with sex. Here's another one. Here's another one and another one. So just like the red pill comes to these conclusions quickly about black women, I'm going to come to my conclusion quickly about the red pill black men. That a lot of you are down low. I'm not going to say all of you, but a lot of you are, because that's what this market attracts. That's what this market attracts. It attracts men that are like I try to tell everybody. I said, Austin seems very sexually confused to me. He seems like there's something wrong. And then when I found out that, his 6-year-old addiction to porn, that told me everything I need to know. So ladies, I am telling you, the best advice I can give you is, at the very least, if a man rants or says anything that has a hint of red pill vibe to it, delete that number and run for the hills. That's up to you. There is nothing wrong with a man being gay at all. There is a huge problem. I have a huge problem, though, with sexually confused men ruining women because they're sexually confused. And ending up finding themselves by making other women pregnant. That's what's going down. Let's listen to a little bit more, and then I got something else for you.
To one woman, if that makes any sense.
It does. So the reason I ask that is this: I think this is a real concern for any race, a woman that wants to date a man that has a past of men, because we know it takes a woman and a man to create a child. So sometimes men who are bisexual say, I want a woman because I want to be a father. I want a family. I want to have a child. So the question then becomes, okay, you use a woman or you're with a woman to have a child. When you have
Orlando says, yeah, he might have HIV. And just in case you want to give a man in this situation a chance, no, that's definitely a very high option.
No. If you want to give any man a chance, no, that's a very high option. You need to be taking one another to get these tests done right in the sight of each other. Like,
exactly.
This is what you have out there that's hiding, and they don't all present this way, and they're not all truthful about their experiences with other men.
Exactly. Now, this is where we're going into another step here. I know a content creator who see, as a content creator, you have to be careful, and you are careful about things you say. And you are, because you don't want to give out the wrong message. Well, at least if you're responsible. But there's a certain content creator that we all know that has been saying a little bit too many, comments that could be misconstrued or seen as kind of weird. And I like to play something.
That shows we don't need you. The only thing we need you for is reproduction. We want you for sex. But see, even then, a lot of times those guys had pages or squires. Those young boys were sexual companions to these men as well.
Hey. So what he's talking about is during ancient times when they went to war. So he's talking about the men that took other men out. Men that took boys out with them when they went to war. And so he's saying women aren't needed because men have been sleeping with men since forever. They only need women for their womb.
Basically, simply put, what he's saying is that men can get with boys. Men can get with boys, and that all men need is women for children. This is coming from this dude right here.
Yeah, rewind so they can hear from.
Oh, yeah. One more time.
That shows we don't need you. The only thing we need you for is reproduction. We want you for sex. But see, even then, a lot of times those guys had pages or squires. Those young boys were sexual companions to these men as well. Hey. When they had followers camp, what was in followers camp? The brothel, because that's what the soldiers who had R&R were able to go spend their money in the brothels.
So how
that's
are the
where
women
men got their sex from. And because back then the men who were married had to be able to provide for a woman. Most men lived and died in the military.
We need to start advocating for men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. We need to start advocating for men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. We need to start advocating for men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. But our women are not showing us. I don't care what they say. What are the women showing?
We want you for sex. But see, even then, a lot of times those guys had pages or squires. Those young boys were sexual companions to these men as well. Hey. When they had followers camp, what was in followers camp? The brothel, because that's what the soldiers who had R&R were able to go spend their money in the brothels.
So how
that's
are the
where
women
men got their
surviving
sex
that
from.
The men
Because back then the men who were married had to be able to provide for a woman. Most men lived and died in the military. Many men lived and died in the military. Where were the equivalent women doing this? Marching across the world, discovering the world.
All right.
This is Kitten Heels.
What is kitty top? English, Spanish, and French. What is kitty top? Euros, dollars, and yen. What is kitty top? Bentleys, Rovers, and Benz. What is kitty? What is kitty top? English, Spanish, and French. What is kitty top? Euros, dollars, and yen. What is kitty top? Bentleys, Rovers, and Benz. What is kitty?
So let me make this clear again. there is nothing at all wrong if a man is gay, in my opinion. Hey, that's his life. I got my life. But when you take your feminine tendencies and then start to disrespect Black women, you're on my smoke list. You're on my motherfucking smoke list. I got smoke for you all day, every day, and even on Sundays. Okay? And if you ain't around anymore, I got smoke for your memory. Especially when your memory was disrespecting Black women. It's that simple. It's that simple.
But the God babies will try their best to make everyone else think that they're crazy when we saw what we saw. Like we heard what we heard. Well, they will deny it as if their lives depended on it.
Exactly. Exactly. All things Netta Jean is in the house. It's like this is the problem we have. If you want to get in other people's business, you disrespect Ciara, you want to disrespect Russell Wilson. Well, yo shit better not stink. Okay? That's a problem. This is my problem. If you guys wanted to know what my problem was, if all you red pill guys wanted to know what my problem is, it's exactly that. How are you going to be doing this, living this life, supporting men who live this life, and then disrespecting women?
That's how they can disrespect women. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They're disrespecting the women. They hate the women because they would really love to be the woman. They would really love to live in their truth, but they can't. So they hate the thing that they were born of because they wish they were born that way so they can be with people who look like them.
Boom. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Hello?
What's going on?
Hey, what's your name?
Mike.
This your first time here?
Yes, it is, but I've been watching for a minute and I talk shit in the comments, so I know it's coming.
Okay, give me better light. It's not bad, but I'll work with it if I have to.
Let's see. How about this?
Yes. Okay, your name is Mike. Where you calling us from?
I'm in Atlanta.
Atlanta. How old are you, Mike?
40.
40. What you do for a living?
I am in trucking.
Trucking. You have any kids?
None.
No kids.
Nah.
All right. Mike, Atlanta, 40, trucking, no kids. When's your birthday or zodiac sign?
Virgo, September 22nd.
Virgo. All right. Okay. Are you still? This is great light, Mike. You good to go right here. Let's get into it. What kind of woman you looking for?
So I like both. That seems to be the problem, right? I like both. It happens.
I'm not saying shit.
A lot. I attract women. I attract men. I mean, it is what it is, but I like both. The comments about to crush me though, because I really be in the comments talking this shit every night.
Well, listen, I don't think listen, you know, my show, if you watch my show, we open tab.
So he's literally letting his peen control his life. Whatever with a hole in it, he's down.
Mm-hmm. Whatever.
I mean, that's how he's making it sound.
Mm-hmm. Whatever. Andre said the ATL is the U.S. version of Bangkok, Thailand.
Bangkok, Thailand.
Lady boys.
Yeah. Game Changer likes to go there a lot. He's a content creator. He loves some Thailand. Yep.
Hitters.
And it makes sense. It makes sense. I don't care what your sexuality is. But when you are confused and you use your confusion against Black women, now I got smoke.
But
Now I got smoke.
it stands to reason why they're begging for something feminine. They're begging for something feminine. The thing about it is, if you're a straight man and you're not concerned about anything else, you don't have to beg a woman to be feminine. You're not
Right.
concerned if she's employed. You're not concerned if she's assertive. You're not concerned if she's self-sufficient. Those things don't threaten your masculinity. But when you're fragile, you're weak, you have questions about your own sexuality, those things threaten your masculinity because you're not secure in them. You can't hold on to them. They're wishy-washy.
Exactly. Tiff says, at least he's being honest. And that he is, but I guarantee you his actions are not honest. I guarantee you. Let's see what else he has to say.
Everything, right? If
Oh
you're
yeah, I
single,
know, but they throw up the flags, they throw up the rainbows and shit. Like I see it all.
well, what I was gonna say is I just wasn't expecting you to say boom. So for me, it was a shocker. But now that I'm over the shock, let's continue. Do you have a gender preference?
Nah.
So equally, what gender did you date last?
A female actually.
Okay. When did you date a man last?
Probably maybe last year.
Okay.
That's another thing.
Range? You're 40.
That's another thing. You hear these men now. What I will give grace to is people who were in the military, because they do specifically always know female. They'll say the female, the female, the female. But a lot of these guys out here that are saying female, they're equating. Because you can call a dog a female.
Right.
You can call any animal a female or a male, but they call themselves men and they call women female. And so that's to take away all your humanity.
Yep. Exactly.
30.
I'm gonna have to go with like maybe 28-ish to 35, 36.
Okay. So what kind of man or woman do you desire?
One that's confident, definitely hardworking and understands time. You got to be secure. On the women's side, they have to be secure. A lot of women, and I see it a lot of
So
times.
because of his confusing sexuality, he's demanding a woman to be more secure than usual when it comes to this.
Exactly, because he's not secure. Because a secure person isn't waffling back and forth.
Right.
I'm of a different mindset, and nobody has to agree with me, but I just don't believe this quote unquote bisexual thing. It's you're gay, and the only reason you're with a woman because you want to encompass her. You want to consume her. It's something in you that wants to take over her. So it's more about your ego. It's more about something going on with you interpersonally. It has nothing to do with wanting a woman. You're gay.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, that's it. It's like, and this is the thing Kevin never talked about. He says, he never talked about, okay, what do you really have to offer a woman with with a lifestyle you've lived, which is high risk, whether it be because you have double the options because you like both, right? Mm-hmm. Or that you might have HIV. Okay. Kevin Samuels always wanted to put women on a point scale. Well, if you put men on a point scale, this is a lot of subtraction right here.
But they want men on a sliding scale. They want us to grade men on a curve. They want women to have to achieve perfection, where with the man, they want us to put the men on a sliding scale. We got to make a bell curve so far low that we're not even getting a piece of a man. And then they diminish women by saying that if she's a single mother of even one child, God forbid 2, then she needs to just take any bum off the street.
Right.
Now, what sense does that make? If I saw one single mother, she was a pharmaceutical engineer. She was a pharmaceutical scientist. So how is it that this woman that makes this much money and has children and looks the part but you diminish her value just because she has children. So she's supposed to take any bum. And what's more troubling is women who repeat this crap.
Exactly. The thing I find is this. You see, he looks like, really, quite honestly, he looks quite normal. Which is, I mean, that's fine. But the thing is that no, there ain't just nothing about it. Let me play a little bit more.
Wait.
And I'm gonna
Siobhan said they want the security of the woman and the gratification of a man.
Very well said. Very well said.
To where women won't date bisexual men because they feel like they're gonna get cheated on. With
what I mean, that it's they have to take that in account. This guy's acting like, oh yeah, it's nothing. But you have to take it in account. That's a whole other gender that bisexual men or women have an option with.
A man, but not everybody moves like that. So
I was
they
going to
have
ask
to be
you that. So that is a legitimate concern I think some women have. So when you're in a relationship with a man or a woman, is it fair to say you're just loyal to that gender?
That's it.
To that person.
To that person. That's it.
I simply don't believe him. I just don't.
So it's the person, which is why they have to be secure. I mean, I flirt. I get flirt with a lot.
I see it like this. Again, this is red pill thinking, hypocrisy, and whatever you want to call it. Think about it like this. Obsidian was trying to, tell everybody he was balling and he was a pillar of the community and all this other stuff. When number one, he made it clear to us that he didn't care about the community, and number two, he also made it clear that he had to wait for money to come in because he was broke. That's just how the red pill system is. You really don't know who these men really are
at all,
in any way, shape, or form. Financial, sexual, mental, the whole bit. In the house, Charzay is in the house. Tiff is in the house. Properly disrespectful is in the house. But that's you don't know what you're getting with these dudes. So by all means, feel free, ladies. If you date a red pill man, you're on your own because I warned you. Just remember that. You don't know what you're gonna get. There's so many complications.
So, I mean, they really just have to be secure. I do my best to try and make sure.
See, he's making a demand on women for his shortcomings. He's making a demand on women for his shortcomings. How does that work? So that's how I know he's red pill. Because he himself doesn't have a pot to piss in.
I think you should play that Kevin clip again.
I think so too. Yeah, and since Cupcake's here, I definitely, I definitely want Cupcake to see it. Let me rewind this. Cupcake, just for you, my man. Just for you, Cupcake. Just for you. Here's your boy right here. Listen to what he's saying now.
That shows we don't need you. The only thing we need you for is reproduction. We want you for sex. But see, even then, a lot of times those guys had pages or squires. Those young boys were sexual companions to these men as well.
Hey.
When they had followers camp, what was in followers camp? The brothel.
We need to start advocating for men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. But our women are not showing us. I don't care what they say. What are the women showing?
That shows we don't need you. The only thing we need you for is reproduction. We want you for sex. But see, even then, a lot of times those guys had pages or squires. Those young boys were sexual companions to these men as well.
Hey.
When they had followers camp, what was in followers camp? The brothel. Because that's what that's what the soldier.
Men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. But our women are not showing us. I don't care what they say. What are the women showing?
So, Cupcake, where you at? You stop talking, man. You stop chatting, man. Where you go? Where you go, Cupcake?
He's somewhere.
Cupcake?
He's somewhere understanding the impulses, man. The
Impulse. So Kevin, Kitten Heels. Kelly, what's good? Kelly Goodman in the house. Kevin Samuels was about men being with men. He understands the impulse, fellas. He understands the impulse. I don't think you guys got it. You're not getting it. You're not understanding.
We need to start advocating for men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. But our women are not showing us. I don't care what they say. What are the women showing?
What are the women showing?
He said the women weren't showing them something, but I'm confused by what the women were supposed to be showing him, given that he said that they didn't need us. So
Right.
what exactly were the women supposed to be showing them?
Exactly. Okay, where Cupcake at? Where Cupcake at? Cupcake.
I think he passed out. Somebody got to do a welfare check on Cupcake. He's somewhere passed out. I think he
Oh man. Where Cupcake at? Well, let's see what this gentleman has to say.
Hello?
Hey.
Let me
How are
remind you, remember.
Wait. Doesn't he that shirt? What is that? Who does that shirt remind you of?
Is that a rose on that shirt?
Who wears shirts like that? Come on, DJ. Come on. Who wears a shirt like that you've seen on Peso's panel and on Tam's panel? Who wears shirts like
you mean Mr. I know who you BA.
Yes.
Oh man, we having fun in here. Cupcake, we having fun up in here. Cupcake, we are having a ball. We are just let's just see what this dude had to say.
Good. What's your name?
That's your boy there, Cupcake.
My name is Marquise.
Cupcake. This is Marquise right here. He's your boy. Here we go.
Marquise, where you calling us from?
I am calling from a little city called Martinsville, Virginia. It's near Greensboro, North Carolina.
Martinsville, Virginia. Okay, near Greensboro, North Carolina. How old are you, Marquise?
I am 34.
34. What do you do for a living?
I am a mental health case manager.
Mental health case manager. Do you have any kids?
I have one son.
One son. How old's your son?
Queenus. BA equals bisexual.
He's 11.
11.
From a
What do you do for a
previous
living,
marriage.
Marquise? Oh, you told me mental health case manager, one son, 11 years old. What's your zodiac sign?
He said from a previous marriage.
11.
From a
What do you do for a
previous
living,
marriage.
Marquise? Sure. Do you have any kids?
I have one son.
One son. How old's your son?
He's 11.
11.
From a
What do you do for a
previous
living,
marriage.
Marquise? Oh, you told me mental health case manager, one son, 11 years old. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Scorpio, and I'm also a pastor as well.
Oh, you're a pastor too.
Yeah, I can't leave that out. That's a big part of my life.
Do you have a church?
I do. It's called the City Nation.
Okay, so let's get to it. What kind of woman you looking for, Marquise?
I'm actually same gender loving, so I'm looking for a man.
Wow.
Wait, did he say Deceiving Nation is the name of his church?
I do. It's called the City Nation.
Okay, so let's get.
I couldn't make it out.
I'm gonna go with
So what
deceiving
kind of
nation.
I think that sounds more accurate.
Yeah.
woman you looking for, Marquise?
I'm actually same gender loving, so I'm looking for a man.
Wow, you're the second pastor that I've had on my show that was in the LGBTQ community.
And I believe the first one more than likely is what brought me to your show.
But listen, because you know this is going to be a hot topic. So let's
Okay.
just start right there before I get into my regular questions, because they're going to go crazy in the comments. That's just how Kendra Cousins roll. So what do you say to the people that feel like a pastor can't be gay?
I say that human sexuality is very fluid. I believe that
Hell
a
no,
lot
no sir,
of-
no sir. The hell you say? That's a lie from the pits of hell.
That's how you know he's red pill, because he'll use talking points to his advantage. To his advantage.
a lot of those beliefs are based on improper interpretation of scripture. So I say that it is very possible because I exist, and that's the reason why I started my church.
So that's the answer. You know, he exists. That's why that all makes sense. That's why it all makes sense, because he exists. You know, he's doing what he needed to do and doing what he needed to do and everything. And so let's see what else he had to say.
Church, because there are so many people who are in dungeons and back rooms doing all kinds of things because they feel like God doesn't love them. So my message is one of love and acceptance. And I'm really called to those who are currently like living one life and not happy in that life.
He's divorced.
He said he's called to speak to those who are living in a certain life and not happy in that life. What in the world does that have to do with being okay? So I'm going to go with he's not a pastor of God. He's not a Christian pastor at all. See, these people are not Christian pastors. Sorry.
Tomas is in the house.
And they're trying to play to the traditional interpretation of what I call the heteronormativity.
See, now he's throwing smoke at heterosexual people.
Oh yes, because they come for you if you don't want to date them. They call you homophobic. Especially men. They call men homophobic if you don't want to date them. There's the only fluidity in life is water, liquid. There is no such thing as sexual fluidity.
I'm here to combat that inauthentic expression. I believe Jesus is for everyone. So
Got you. Now you told me you have an 11-year-old son. Did you ever date a woman?
yes, I was married to his mother.
Oh, so were you gay, or did you feel like you were bi? I'm not sure. Are you gay? What do you subscribe to? I want to be politically correct.
Yeah, I consider myself label-less, but I do identify more as gay now, especially after the marriage went bad.
Yeah, after the marriage,
Okay,
after you trick your wife.
But I want to know, was he a married pastor to a woman, and now all of a sudden you're a switch hitter, and now you consider yourself gay, but then you think what? Like what? What is this? And then this is what's crazy to me is they want us, everybody else, to conform to these labels that they can't even keep straight themselves. But we're supposed to figure it out and keep them straight.
You're supposed to be fit, feminine, submissive, blah, blah, blah.
No, I'm specifically talking about these people. Like
no,
him.
they say these men all came from Kevin's camp.
Okay, but what I'm saying, I'm speaking specifically to the alphabet community. What I'm saying is they want us to memorize these labels. They want us to be able to identify them as these labels when they can change them tomorrow. So
that's true.
And they do change them. Like they change them like that, like what he said, fluidly. They change them. But we are expected to figure it out as they go along, as they continuously add alphabets until they get to the Greek. And then they're coming for the Greek alphabets. So
right.
why
And the
stop
problem
there?
with fluid is that it's not consistent. You can't. They're demanding that people trust their life, okay, with somebody that is fluid. If you're a fluid person, that's not good for somebody who's looking for a relationship at all, because you don't know where they're going to be in a month or two.
Exactly.
He's thinking fluid in it. He's trying to make it sound good, but
Well, they all
it
try to make it
sounds
sound
bad.
good.
It's bad. It's a bad thing to be fluid as it pertains to a relationship.
But they all think that that's supposed to sound somehow profound and good. And that's why there's so many problems within that community. Within that demographic, there's so many problems. Like the rate of domestic violence is the highest amongst any demographic of people, because they just can't figure it out. And they're raging against one another because they can't figure themselves out, but they expect other people to figure them out.
Exactly.
And I got married because I was more in love with the idea, the traditionalism. I really did love my son's mother, but I didn't love all of her. So I have made it my business to just accept who I am and to be honest with myself, with my son, with my family, with everybody. And it's come at a price, but when you sleep good at night because you don't have any secrets, it's a really good kind of sleep.
All Things Natagene says, my cousin was married to a woman. Then he started to dress like a woman. And now he is a gay pastor. And I believe All Things had this. I have a cousin that is a gay pastor and his preaching is A1. Oh, hey. In fact, we have a gentleman coming up now that I would give an A plus for actually sending the word of God, in my opinion, of course. But the thing is that person is probably static. They aren't trying to float around like this dude's trying to do, trying to get as many options out as he can instead of focusing on who he truly is.
And Kelly Goodman, or did you marry her to come up as a pastor?
Right. Let's see what's Kelly's. Let me go on to the next one. Here is the one we are going to focus on. Wait, before we get into this main one, I think I need to rock this again.
Do you believe that the Lord tonight has set you free? Yes, sir. Turn around and tell those people. Tell them. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. 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 I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women.
As long they got to be fit feminine, right? They got to be fit feminine, submissive, because a woman has to be extra feminine, because you gotta beat out his femininity, his red pill femininity. His red pill femininity.
I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will.
But he will tell you chose wrong.
I will love a woman. Now listen.
All right. Here we go.
Was always telling me, Cornelius, you should say something, about that God can deliver you and stuff. So, anyhow, I'm just leaving a funeral. I just sung at my little cousin baby funeral. And so I got to thinking like the word of God said, this isn't our home, and the word of God tells us, that to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. All of us were sent here to make a choice. And that choice is to either choose to live for the Lord or to choose, to follow Satan's ways. But anyhow, years ago when I was younger, I got molested. Let me see, I don't remember. I think I was about 9 years old. I had got molested by different neighbors that stayed in the community where I was raised up at. And after getting molested, as I was growing up, I started thinking to myself that I was basically something that I wasn't. I had a desire in my heart to be with men. I had never been with a woman, and I was always, physically attracted to men. Like ever since I was a kid, I was about 9 years old when I got molested. But anyhow, like all throughout my life, I started going to gay clubs and, drinking, doing drugs, doing all kind of stuff like that. And I can't believe I'm actually saying this because I know that it's going to cause a lot of people to look at me different,
Jenny Mitchell says, I think they should be honest with themselves and the people that they choose to date, and don't scream phobia or phobic if someone doesn't agree with their lifestyle. Bars.
But I'm just going to boldly say it. God delivered me from homosexuality. In March of this year, it'll be going on 4 years that I've been living celibate. I haven't slept with a man, only by the grace of God. And, I'm sure people going to look at me different. Some people probably will stop being my friend and not want to talk to me and stuff because of what I've been through. But I know that God is a deliverer. And like the word say, he's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we could actually think according to the power that worketh in us.
Now, you guys get the gist. You get the gist. Here we go. Now he's on Kendra's show.
Hey, Pastor C.
Listen, can I say this first?
Yes, you
hear
can.
me? Okay, all right. Let's see. I want to encourage people. It won't always be like this. The Lord will perfect that concerning you.
He's got a great voice, though. I like his voice.
And sooner or later, it'll turn in your favor. It's turning around for you. But you gotta believe it. It's turning around for you. Good evening.
Good evening, Pastor C. You are a hit. I heard you. They were stopping you on the street about this show.
Yes, listen. I mean, first of all, I want to say this. You are like a big deal.
Kelly says, gay men hate women. Look at kitten heels. Yep.
You hear me? I don't know if you know it yet, but you are like, oh my gosh, my bad. All right, so you you're a really big deal. I'm all in the I went to the grocery store, right? And I had I purchased like a cart full of stuff. I had toothpaste, everything. And literally I went to go to the checkout window. She said, weren't you on the Kendra show? Like you on the Kendra show? I was trying to hide it first. I'm like, oh Lord, I was like, yeah, that was me. And then literally they gave me my whole baggy cart of stuff for free. Not only that, I went to another store and the gentleman, I posted a picture. He was like, hey, he said, oh my God. He was like, dude, I love you, man. Can I have a picture with you? And I was like, yeah. And he actually take a picture everywhere I've been going, like nonstop. People
Wait,
like,
DJ. This is the second one. Where's the first one?
Missed it.
Like you would think I would get this type of attention from when I was on the TV show Sunday Best. Literally, like everywhere I've been, people been stopping me about this show. Like, man, you really blessed me. Like, thank you so much. And another thing, the other night, now
In
y'all
the house. Grace through the blood of Jesus saves alone. Says you can be gay and Christian. Stop the madness. It's hurting people. And then May. At grace, blood of Jesus, grace of God, faith, blood of Jesus, saves alone. as I said before, Satanism is real. The idea of doing anything with no boundaries, no need for any religion if there's no order. Let's keep it going.
No, listen, I'm filled with the Holy Ghost and I don't play with God. So when I speak in tongues, it's the Holy Spirit coming up out of me for real. I'm not conjuring up anything. So listen, the other day a pastor called me, right? I answered the phone. I was like, hello? And he was like, hey, is this the gentleman, you were on that show the other day and you were speaking in tongues? And I was like, I said, yes, sir. He was like, we just want to invite you. He said, oh, and he started acting like he was speaking in tongues. I said, the blood of Jesus, and hung up their phone. I said, listen, you ain't gonna play with me when it comes to God. I know the Holy Ghost. You hear me? I know his voice. So he started acting like he was speaking in tongues, and I'm like, the blood of Jesus. So you ain't gotta play with me. Be yourself. I love the Lord, and I'm filled with the Holy Ghost for real. But you ain't gotta act like you got it if you really got it. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're a big deal, woman of God. You are.
Well, I received that. For the most part, I stay within my. Most people that I'm around are always colleagues of mine. So I'm not really around. And then in Chicago, it's just Chicago, right? Yeah. But it was when I went for Essence Fest. That's when I really, because I was in the midst of everything at Essence Fest. I was like walls off, easy to touch. I wasn't necessarily with my lot of colleagues. And some people were coming up to me about the show. So that's when I really knew that it was that magnetic. But let me talk to you, Pastor C. So if you don't know, he was here before. He's been celibate for 9 years.
9
years. What's the response from the women that you?
Listen,
how is that going?
My inbox is like flooded with people that inbox me to the point it's so many unread messages. Like just every time I turn around, blue, 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 blue. And then I said, don't inbox the ministry page. So people have inboxed the ministry page. I just don't respond back to them because I don't play with God. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Listen, I'm sorry. You gotta excuse me. I'm filled with the Holy Ghost. It just be coming up. I don't be knowing when he's gonna come up like that. But listen, so people have been inboxing the ministry page. I just don't respond back to them because that's God. I take that sacred. Ministry is sacred, so I just don't respond back. It ain't that I'm being rude, but I'm not responding back if you inboxing the ministry page. But yeah, people, my Instagram is like flooded with people. Like, oh my God, there's so many people, and I mean just like. One message, one particular person out there.
And we got more for you.
I can't believe.
We can't see your face.
I cannot believe that you just added me. Hold on, let me see. Can you see me? Oh,
I can
Jesus.
see you now.
Yeah. Hold on. Listen, can I just say this first?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can.
I'll say yes. Lord, yes, to your will and to your way. I'll say yes, Lord.
In the house, the Urbanista is here. Crater King is here. Carrie Ann Rose is here. Let's keep it going. By the way, if anyone wants to come up to the panel, this is the time to do it. Here we go.
Oh, yes. I will trust you and obey, because when your spirit, God, when it speaks to me with my whole heart, I will agree, and my answer will be yes, Lord, yes. Which means I don't want nobody that play games. I love the Lord for real. So, but yeah, you can go ahead now.
You love the Lord for real?
Yes, this year's going on 9 years that I've been living celibate. 9 years of celibacy.
You haven't had sex in 9 years?
Maya Lasan in the house. Maya is in the house.
Thank you, Holy Spirit. Yes, going on. I'm sorry. You gotta excuse me. I'm filled with the Holy Ghost.
No,
sometimes
I know you filled with the Holy Ghost. No, that makes sense.
Going on 9 years that I've been living celibate. Yes, by the grace
you got a lot of
yes,
stuff inside of you. You're acting just like a person that has not had sex in 9 years, which is not a bad thing. I say you're acting like a person that hasn't had sex in 9 years.
That was funny.
You do act a little crazy because you got so much stuff beside yourself.
Yeah,
well, baby, let me get to know you. What's your name?
My name is Cornelius.
Cornelius, where you calling us from?
I'm from South Florida, but we travel full-time ministry, like feeding the homeless and stuff. So yes.
Do you have a home base?
Yes, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Fort
Yes.
Lauderdale. How old are you?
I am 30. I just turned 37, so I'm 37.
37. Do you have any kids?
No, ma'am, no kids.
No kids. Okay. What do you do for a living?
I'm a pastor.
You're a pastor.
I'm a pastor.
All right. Welcome to the stage, May. How you doing?
Disturbed. Lord, you don't understand. I'm like, I want to watch. I want to be at the like I want to see the show, but I haven't had this experience online at this moment. Like just this the topic, it's like cringing me, and usually I just run away from stuff. That's what I do. That's my first instinct. And it's like part of me, I just like one eye open, I'm just looking. I'm like, no. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
So what do you think about this situation? Is a man like this and the other man, how would you, how would
let me ask. Wait.
I'm stuck. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm stuck. We all stuck.
How does this go with your mindset of wanting to know what it is to have one of those appendages?
I can't put them together because my idea of wanting to have a penis for a day was based on some heterosexual stuff. So I can't relate to none of this. But I don't know. I'm just disturbed. I avoid this stuff, y'all, as much as possible. Because it doesn't sit well with my energy. I'm very in tune to myself, and I'm not raised in any place in particular where, some people have a doctrine or something. This is pure instinct to me, and it repels me. So, and I'm not alone. I'm sure other people feel that way. But you guys, listen, I think at some point we do as individuals, no matter what it is, we got to take a real serious stand, no matter where you are, whether it's pro-homosexual or pro-heterosexual or whatever. You actually do have to take a stand, because when you try to start blending and mixing things that are like totally kind of opposite from each other, it gets confusing. It's really confusing. That's what I'm thinking. And this looks like confusion to me.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And the thing about it is, it's great that he's been celibate for 9 years, but what a lot of these guys fail to understand is once you start having the intimacy with a woman and awaken those senses in yourself, all of that stuff is going to come flooding back. And then that's a whole nother dynamic. So he's going to wait until he's married to a woman, and all of those things are going to start flooding back, because you cannot help that. Right now it's suppressed because he's not engaging in those activities. And once he starts engaging in those activities, those senses will come alive again.
But there are people though, Gemini, who will argue that what's wrong with that? That's how God made him. If he has senses towards a man, but he wants to be with a woman, that's how God made him. What's wrong with it? You see what I'm talking about?
The introduction of sin made him that way.
Huh?
The introduction of sin made him that way.
I know, but I'm just telling you that there are people that will say that whatever he is feeling is correct.
Well,
and there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, there's people that say a lot of things, right, that we know that just, that just aren't true. But the problem is his what they feel within themselves. A lot of these people are not comfortable within themselves, and you have a lot of these people expressing that they no longer want to live in that lifestyle. The lifestyle is not comfortable. They're not receiving what they thought they would receive, and so the men are highly promiscuous, and it's because they're seeking and searching for something, and they're not finding that because they're not finding themselves. And so they're looking and seeking. It's the same way with a heterosexual man that has multiple partners as well. A man that's out here spreading his seed, having 30-something children, It's suspect. There's something going on with you, and you're never going to be able to find that within someone else, no matter how many people you're with.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I go back to that main idea. I think that people really have to take Gemini. First of all, I can tell you are very clear, sister. You're very clear on what's what and what ain't what. Okay, but I think that, a lot of people want to take these neutral stances that, whatever is whatever. And I don't know, I'm just a proponent that whatever the order is, you have to be real clear, like be decisive about
Mm-hmm.
what's what does marriage look like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who can be married to who? Is it multiple people? Is it people move in and out of marriages? You have to be clear, you have to put boundaries up, because after a while, if you don't have boundaries, not even after a while, period, if you don't have boundaries, if you don't say this is what the institution of marriage looks like, if you don't say that, then anybody can introduce themselves into the marriage. Multiple people, temporary, in and out. I'm just saying, it gets to a place where nothing means anything if you don't have an order and a sense of boundaries. That's my thinking.
I'm completely with you on that. Orlandus says the women who have their kids are suspect too. Something is wrong with them. Yeah, something is wrong with those women, especially women who knowingly do it. There are some women who are with these guys and aren't knowingly sleeping with someone with multiple children. They're not disclosing that they have multiple children. But women who decide to do such things, yes, it's something very wrong with them.
Yeah, my opinion, I actually like this guy. At least it sounds like to me in his what he has done is he's essentially, to me, in some ways cleansed himself. At least he took some time off.
But again, he took the time off and he's been celibate. And I like him too. He seems like, a cool guy, but at the same time, he's not being real with himself. And neither is he going to be real with the woman that comes in his life. He hasn't awakened those senses. Being celibate is great. It's awesome. It provides clarity. But again, once you start indulging in sexual acts, those feelings, everything is going to come up again. And since he's never slept with a woman, he doesn't even know if he will react to her sexually. You understand what I'm saying?
True. So if you want, okay, so if he was your brother, what would you tell him?
I'd tell him, leave women alone. Just go be your gay self. Go be gay. Don't bring women into that. Don't bring children into that. Don't do that confusion.
Honestly, I would tell him, if you go seek out a bisexual woman that is also seeking to be straight, because she will be more patient with you and understand where you're coming from, more so than you going out there and getting a woman who hasn't lived your lifestyle.
That's a damn good point.
Yeah.
Or get a trans woman.
Oh my.
No, seriously, because those are the people that have lived that lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? So you won't be introducing them into something that they have no clue of how to help you with. Those people will have at least live in that lifestyle. They will have at least understand those urges that you have, and they'll be able to walk with you through that.
Do you guys know there's a I forgot his name, down there in somewhere, I think it's in Miami. There was a black man who was running for office. Anybody remember who that is? And he got caught with a gay man in the hotel. And he was in the Democratic Party and he was on his way up. I forgot his name. But yeah, he got caught in the hotel and he was doing drugs and all of that. And he humiliated his wife. Totally humiliated his wife publicly. And he disappeared for the most part after that. Andrew Gillum, thank you.
Oh, okay.
That's it. JP, you are a walking encyclopedia.
Yes, he is.
Andrew, I appreciate him. I appreciate him.
I do too. I really do.
Andrew Gillum. Andrew Gillum was on the rise, y'all. He was a black man on the rise. He was about to ascend the Democratic Party. He was the new young black face. He was probably going to be the next Barack Obama. But he messed around and got drunk and too high. And I think he had went into cardiac arrest or something with his like Italian. He had a fetish for white male. I ain't gonna say what Cynthia G says, but y'all understand the picture.
I'm sorry. I'm reading Quita. Quita is crazy.
What'd she say?
She said he was on his way up, but going down.
Yeah, he was. He was going down all right. And they called a paramedics or whatever. And I think somebody took photos and everything. It was incriminating, drugs all over the room, condoms, used condoms. It wasn't no getting out of that. And he was in Miami, which means he has told his wife he was out of town. And so, of course, she was shocked to find that her husband is in the ICU or the emergency room, who had been spending that weekend with a paler man, having a frolic in a hotel. And now it's in the media, and she's finding out with everybody else. And she was one of them sisters with her, probably with her head held high, her children, her home.
Oh, so they did have children.
Oh, yes. Oh, he was very well established as a black family man.
See, and I know people would get mad at me, but I really don't care. It's two things that would send me to prison, and I will smile on my mugshot. There's somebody harming my child. I don't have any children, so I don't have to worry about that. Or marrying a man who promised to be a man in my marriage, and I catch him in the bed with a man. I would smile on my mugshot like I'm not even.
She said smile on the mugshot. I can see it, Jim.
Just put some money on my commissary, because
I'll send you some
for a while. I'll be.
I'm gonna make sure you get ramen noodles.
Okay, just whatever. Just put it on my books. Cause don't play with my life. Just don't play with my life.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying they need to just leave women alone. Don't try to prove nothing to Jesus. Don't try to prove nothing to society. Just go be the best gay, whatever that you want to be. Don't drag nobody and their children. That's heartbreaking and devastating. Y'all think, shoot, what's her name? Derek Jackson's wife? She melting down and doing all that crazy stuff and doing raps and stuff. Honey, at least you're not carrying that cross. At least it's a woman. I'm not saying it's better because it's fucked up, but I'm just saying it could have been that. Imagine that. I can't bounce back. I'll be like you. I'm gonna be smiling on my mugshot too. I'm gonna have to take care of him.
All right, here we go. One more.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey,
What
what's
up?
your name? What's your name, boo?
Brick.
Your name is Brick?
That's my nickname. My real name Jason.
What you want me to call you?
What's up to you, Kay?
What do people call you?
Brick, Jason, Toxic.
Toxic. Why do people call you toxic?
Well, that's my Facebook name, Toxic Brick.
Are you toxic?
Sometimes.
Let's bring the phone down. I'm gonna call you Jason. Jason, where you calling us from?
Florida.
Florida. Bring the phone down if you can. There you go. Jason, how old are you?
I'm 29.
29. What you do for a living?
Ooh, I ain't telling y'all that.
Jason, bring the phone up, honey. You're gonna tell us what you do for a living. That's one of the questions.
You can see?
Yes. What do
Ooh,
you do
don't
for a
get
living?
aggravated with me, Kendra. Hold on now.
I'm about to hang up on you.
Hang up, because I'm trying to at this point.
Okay, well, there you have it. You ain't saying nothing but a word.
You know,
you ready to be respectful?
You know, Kendra patience is short. She get better, but her patience is short. But I don't blame her.
Hey, Kendra, I'm always respectful.
Well, we didn't get off to the right start a second ago.
Nah, you told me you set my song up. I was in my car, my bad.
All right, so let's try it again. What's your name, honey?
My name Toxic Brick. My real name Jason.
Okay, oh yeah.
Tiff is in the house. Tiff, welcome. Good seeing you.
You have to answer what you do for a living. So are you ready to answer this time?
Yeah, I work at I don't tell I work at, but it's like basically it's dealing with high-rise condominiums.
All right, you deal with high-rise condominiums. How old are you again?
29,
29. And where are you calling us from?
Florida.
Florida. You have any
He
children?
kind of, in a little way, favors Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, that lip biting. Yeah, I agree with you, Jen. I don't know, Jenny. I don't know what he's doing.
I want 7.
How many do you currently have?
You said I did what?
Do you have any kids?
No. I said I want 7, but I don't have none now.
You want 7 children by the same woman?
Okay, I just do what a nigga do? Have different ones? No, I can't do that. I feel probably about like at least 4 by the same one, and then other one is fine.
Why haven't you started yet?
DJ.
Because I'm actually, I want to say,
Did he just promote himself to say that he intentionally wants to have 4 kids by one woman, and he don't know how many others?
Just hold on. Just hold on.
Oh Lord. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Get your wine though.
Okay, I need it.
I don't know. I never really dated a girl, so it's something new. But
you're gay.
Wait, what?
I won't call myself gay, but yeah, I like the same sex.
So what would you?
So he's not calling himself gay.
And this is what we're expected to be able to decipher. So today he's not calling himself gay. What he's going to call himself tomorrow, and expect me to keep up with this.
Call yourself.
I guess you could say gay, Kendra. I ain't trying to be.
See, expect what does a woman expect when the guy's flipping around like this?
Right.
No.
And then a woman is told that she should choose better, right? Isn't that what they keep saying?
I'm telling you, this is a very large portion of the red pill society.
Because they say we don't like lames or we don't like the good guy, but usually the lames and the good guy act and look just like that.
Right.
Just like that. Or just like the other ones we've seen.
Yeah.
So do you date men only, or are you bisexual? Do you date men and women?
Not just date, man. I mean, I had a girlfriend before, but it wasn't nothing serious.
So who are you looking for tonight, a man or a woman?
Now you trying to make me confused. I'm not confused now, but I'm just looking for like basically friends, like a nigga. Yeah.
Well, you told me you wanted 7 kids. That's why I asked you, was you looking for a man or a woman? But you don't want no kids right now.
So he's just going to go ahead and make. So what he's saying is that exactly what Gemini was saying earlier is that they don't mind spreading their seed around and making women pregnant, but they're going to still do what they want to do with dudes too.
But why do you even expect that children, which is a productivity of a male and female, is something you have access to? So women are just like a cum receptacle. Women are just like some kind of like oven marinating. I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it don't add up. I always thought if he was
according to Kevin Samuels, yes. Kevin Samuels said that men don't need us. That all we are, they like to have sexual access to us and to procreate with us, but they don't need us because they have men. And he even said boys.
Yeah. In fact, let me cue that up one more time.
So this guy has intentions, and he feels he's entitled to children. He can't create a home. He ain't said nothing about creating a home or a family.
They all feel entitled to children.
Wow, man, this right here. And he thinks that he can just ruin, or there's black women who want to become baby mamas so that he can produce children because he's gay, and their lives and what they want to do and have family, that don't matter. He just needs to find,
and then they get to decide they don't want to be fathers
or pay,
because they get to live that lifestyle. And I just wasn't ready for kids, and I didn't really know what it was all about, and I changed my mind. You see how men can easily change their minds, but women can't.
Yeah. But then the women get blamed for wanting a divorce. You forgot that part.
Yeah, we chose wrong. She
chose wrong, and 80% of women, go into divorce. They'll throw those numbers at you, right? But they know they have these men who say that have either are or have buddies like this. That's
But
what
you
gets
got
me.
people, DJ, that will defend this. They'll say there's nothing wrong with it. They'll
Right.
say there's nothing wrong with him being however he is, because that's how he was born, and whatever he does, there's no judgment. Can't judge him if he wants to use women and have children, even though children don't come from two dicks. There's nothing wrong with this. This is how we. That's what I'm saying. It's confusion, honey. Confusion.
That shows we don't need you. The only thing we need you for is reproduction. We want you for sex. But see, even then, a lot of times those guys had pages or squires. Those young boys were sexual companions to these men as well.
Onto his platform.
That shows we don't need you. The only thing we need you for is reproduction. We want you for sex. But see, even then, a lot of times those guys had pages or squires. Those young boys were sexual companions to these men as well. A lot of times those guys had pages or squires. Those young boys were sexual companions to these men as well. A lot of times those guys had pages or squires. Those young boys were sexual companions to these men as well. When they had followers camp, what was in followers?
Which culture is he referring to here? Pages and squires. I'm not familiar with this term.
He's talking about in ancient Roman times.
Ancient Roman times.
Yes.
So that's his standard.
Yes. That then the men were going to war and they were taking young boys to have intercourse with. And so therefore historically men have not needed women except for procreation and just to have sex with, but really mainly predominantly for procreation.
Yeah, that's interesting that he would pick that one particular culture to be the litmus test for man and woman, whatever that relationship.
Well, it aligns with his proclivities because he understands the impulses. He understands the impulses, and we need to start advocating for men being with men.
We need to start advocating for men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. We need to start advocating for men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. But our women are not showing us. I don't care what they say. What are the women showing?
That shows we don't need you. The only thing we need you for is reproduction. We want you for sex. But see, even then, a lot of times those guys had pages or squires. Those young boys were sexual companions to these men as well. When they had.
This is what's weird. He specifically said this on his show. He dug this up. It wasn't like somebody, gave him sent a comment, right? And he was reading the comment and he said, well, since you're going to, bring it up, this is what happened back in ancient time. He literally brought this up himself. That to me tells you everything you need to know. That right there tells you everything you need to know. And it's interesting because with the exception of Cupcake showing up for a few hot minutes, it's been quiet. The red pill's been quiet in the room.
Oh, and he ran. He ran when
he ran.
They probably don't feel comfortable because there's some part of them that knows. I mean, this is my honest opinion that a lot of these red pill men, they all kind of like, everybody's looking across the room at each other, kind of like, are you like that? I'm like that, but we better not openly talk about it. I think there's a lot of signaling among them. I think there's a lot of agreement among them. I think a lot of the men who really loved Kevin Samuels, he really was a prophet for homosexual Black men who are on the DL, in my honest opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I agree. You nailed it, May. You nailed it.
He
And
showed them the way. He gave them a way to exist in the world without taking any blame and still benefit from heteronormity by faking it. You know what I mean? You can hide behind this heterosexual cloak. Matter of fact, I'll give you masculinity as a gift. And it's just a shield. And it's definitely a finesse, you know? What'd you say?
No,
honestly,
Triple.
DJ, honestly,
before you get
DJ,
started,
man, you have no.
Triple, before you get started, I want you to listen to this and I want you to give me your honest opinion.
You got no respect for your
Sometimes
audience.
those guys had pages or squires. Those young boys were sexual companions to these men as well. When they had followers camp, what was in followers camp? The brothel, because that's what the soldiers who had R&R were able to go spend their money in the brothels.
We need to start advocating
That's
for
where men
men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. But our women are not showing us. I don't care what they say. What are the women showing?
All right, Triple. Floor is yours.
Hey,
Man, you're a DJ. You have made a whole bunch of remixes your whole fucking life, and you're gonna sit here and act like we are some complete idiots, right? So he transitions for talking about being with men to go in a brothel. What's exclusively at a brothel, DJ?
During that time, men were men. Men were with men. Those were
I need to play it over again.
Those were men baths that they were in. Men brothels with men.
That shows we don't need you. The only thing we need you for is reproduction. We want you for sex. But see, even then, a lot of times those guys had pages or squires. Those young boys were sexual companions to these men as well. When they had followers camp, what was in followers camp?
Okay, let me ask this question a different way. Maybe that'll help. Tell me why Kevin brought this up. Do your best defense in Kevin's behalf. Let's go for it.
There's no defending. We already know what this. I mean, anybody that listens to Kevin Samuels or who listens to Kevin Samuels knows this right here. This what you're playing right now is doctored up. We're not stupid. Like you.
Yeah, you are stupid.
Hold on.
Stupid.
Can I finish?
It's stupid.
Can I finish?
Because
Can I
this
finish?
is not doctored up, sir.
No,
this is not doctored up at all.
This is
And
doctored up. We
remember.
I remember this. I remember this show.
He's talking about history. He's
Then
not
Triple,
just talking
let me
about.
ask you this. Hold on one second.
Jim and I just
Hold on one
lost so
second.
goddamn much.
Triple, hold on one second. Triple, why did they, if this was doctored up, why did they hide the tape?
What do you mean hide the tape? This is a doctored up remix.
It was out for a while.
Dog, listen, DJ, let me give you something. The only person.
So are you saying wait,
people that's gonna believe what you're playing is like the hyenas that already don't like Kevin Samuels.
Okay, so what you're saying is this.
I have ears.
What you're saying is this.
The transitions don't even make no sense. Come on, man.
This is what you're telling me.
Oh my God, you think we're stupid? All right.
You're saying
we need to start advocating for men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. But our women are not showing us. I don't care what they say. What are the women showing?
So what you're saying is that's not him. He never said that at all. That's what you're saying.
Cupcake, just explain that one part. Cupcake, hold on. Just explain that one part. Hold on, Cupcake. Just explain that one line. I understand. Hold on, Cupcake. You gotta listen. Hold on a second. Don't be like Flip. The question is, when he said, I understand the impulse of men who want to be with men, can you just please interpret or paraphrase that part? I understand the impulse of men who want to be with men. Just that part. Just that. Please, Cupcake, please. And I'll be quiet. Go ahead.
Man, you know you're wrong. That's why you keep interrupting me. Because
just do it. Explain.
He's advocating for my opinion is he's talking about
explain
women.
that part. Please interpret that.
There you go.
Interpret it.
You cannot be quiet
Okay.
for 1 minute because you.
Okay. Triple. Instead of getting upset, we need you to make a calm retort. We can't have all this noise. My customers don't like the noise. They come here to avoid the noise. So you need to make a retort.
Before he speaks, can Urban needs to speak because I can't.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey everybody, I just want
Hi.
to say hello and join.
Hi,
Get
Urban.
in on this cupcake foolishness.
Hey.
So Urbanista, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Doing well. It's good seeing you.
Good.
I mean, it's as easy as the easy bake oven with that dude. An easy bake oven cupcake. That's all it is. You know, it's child's play. No, nobody is sitting here clipping up anything. This is a video that he made himself, and because his love worshipers don't want to acknowledge that it's true, that's on them. And look, dude, don't call me a liar because I have no need to impress anybody. Nobody is here paying my bills, so stop calling people liars that you don't know. Welcome, Siobhan.
Welcome, Siobhan.
Hey,
Hey
Siobhan.
guys.
Hey.
Hey everybody.
Hey.
I have some information, but I'll wait until it's my time to talk.
No, ma'am. No, please talk.
Hey.
Let's
Can you hear me? No, I just want to be clear. No, I just want to be clear in regards to this discussion before we move on. And I just want to bring up Hadrian, Hadrian, who was a Roman emperor whose lover Antonius, who Antonius is the representative for the Western culture of homosexuality in regards to Roman culture. And when he died before his 20th birthday, Hadrian, who was so in love with him, he demanded statues to be built in his lover's image. So I just want to clarify that what Kevin is talking about is way deeper than what he's saying, but it was an actuality. In fact, there was an emperor named Claudius who actually was known for being weird at the time because he didn't engage in homosexual behavior with men. Just wanted to add that in there.
Thank
Man,
you.
that's deep.
Thank you. And we had, but somebody lost it or they didn't save it properly. A lady, when we find her again, she has the original where he really goes in depth about the history. So when a lady comes back, we'll get that link again from her because this is just a small portion of what he was saying to this woman. But the one that a lady had goes into full detail with where he brought out pictures and he went on the internet and looked at it himself and shared his screen with his audience. So we will be having that also.
Well, let me add too that what people are missing out on is that it was about vanity for those men, which you see a lot of it going on even within these movements. They're vanity based. And so it wasn't so much as those men being homosexual as much as those young boys were vanity, no different than young girls are vanity for these men.
Mm-hmm.
It was also about control as well, seeing as though these young boys were sacrificially given to them the same way that you could go to foreign countries now and you have those people willing to hand over their children just so you could bring them to this country and give them a better life. So those young boys were fawned on and they were subjugated to that type of time. And that was actually a good life for them to be sacrificed to be under a high ranking constituent like an emperor. So
we're making some connections here between the culture of the manosphere. There's that part about the youth, right? That obsession with youth.
Yeah.
Vanity, which is the sin that didn't he say in Devil's Advocate? He said, vanity, my favorite sin.
And also it goes back to it goes back to what I've been saying. They're influencing these younger men and teenagers and telling them that women are what? Don't get involved. Don't give your heart. So all of this is like some grooming type of behavior.
It is. It absolutely is. And also just the idea of keeping women as some kind of receptacle that you turn on and off and stick something in when you feel like it and turn it off and be done with it when you don't.
Because let's be clear. Let's be clear without getting too graphic. What do you think the difference is? These guys could be on tour and have sexual gratification from these boys and didn't have to worry about it. We already know if I'm traveling the world with a man, then it's liable. I'm likely to get pregnant. Then that would stop the trip because at some point I would have to go nest and carry the child. So this is on tour sexual gratification. That's once again vanity.
And that could be too where Kevin Samuels got this idea, this passport bro stuff too. That idea of men going off away from the women and being men together.
Right. Because remember, in the Greek games, the women weren't allowed to go. And women actually would fake and dress up, aka trans, turn themselves into men to go. And sometimes the women would get caught and those women would never be heard from again.
This is full, complete, just crazy delusion. Like,
but you love it here.
These women are just making up shit. Like, for instance, like
Just
Kevin
because
Samuels
you're
even
ignorant
did a
of
show
history
about
doesn't
passport
mean
bros.
everyone else is, and you're not going to come up here and derail the conversation because really I don't feel like yelling tonight, and we're getting ready to land this plane, and I don't feel like having you as a passenger, so I just hit the eject button.
Thank you.
Cold-blooded.
He don't know how to act. We done gave him so much stuff he could have Googled right now. Debate the comment, debate the facts.
Right.
They're there.
Yeah.
They're there.
It's interesting to me how delusional he is, and then
But
he
he
wants
claims
everyone
that
else
we
to
are.
believe it. Yeah,
Right.
and he wants everyone else to pick up on his delusions, right?
Because they have a shared delusion, and this is why they don't like for one another to break ranks, because they're sharing this delusion with one another, and as long as they continuously feed that, then when they have an opposition to that, it decimates their focal point. It decimates them, and they have an aversion to the truth. And who's predominantly bringing the truth is the women. So again, it's this cycle of don't believe them, don't listen to them. They're trying to manipulate you because they're busy manipulating each other and telling each other what they want to hear. And so they get angry with DJ Torch or Peso for breaking ranks with them and say things like, how dare you side with them? You're not supposed to speak against other men. Like, what kind of that's the problem. Like, that's why you guys are killing one another every 2 hours, because you don't want to speak up and speak against one another.
Yeah, that so-called
He needs to look,
unrelenting brotherhood. Like, no matter what, we're together, despite it all. Because I mean, isn't society supposed to be made of family units?
Right.
Men and women having children. They want to disintegrate that, and they want to focus on just the brotherhood. That's a problem.
But they swear they're for families. They swear that they have they're family oriented. You can't be, because the thing about it is, if you were family oriented, you would talk to your brothers and tell them that they need to be taking care of their children. But you can't do so because you're not taking care of yours.
Right.
Well,
And
you
you're
see
not
what these
listening
men
to
have said. You see what these men are saying about children, and even coming out saying they've been with men, but then now all of a sudden they want to spawn a bunch of children and leave them around so they can still run around and once again go be in vanity and go have playtime with other men.
It's on the man.
I mean, if a woman comes, it comes. You know what I'm saying? I never dated a female before, so I don't know how to deal with it.
Did he just say, I don't know what to do with it?
He said, I don't know how to deal with that, but he said earlier he had a girlfriend.
See,
before.
These guys are the worst right here. The preacher from before, not the one with the dreads, the other guy, he's the most decent out of all of these men by far. At least he seems to have a purpose.
Well, he believes what he says, and he doesn't have he doesn't understand the full dynamics of what's going to happen when he arouses those urges again.
Right.
So I don't think he's being malicious with his intent. However, it's just not going to
The results.
Right. He's not going to get the results that he wants because of what is going to happen to him after he awakens those senses in himself.
And I would challenge anybody who has that no judgment. Nothing's wrong. Whatever people do is fine. I would challenge you. Do you want your little girl to be his wife or to date him or have his children? This guy right here.
Well, you know what? I don't even
I
ask those
challenge you.
questions. I don't ask those questions. And you know why, May? Because of because of their mindset, they would not answer the way you or I would answer because they don't have that. They don't have those guards. They don't have those limits. So they will probably say yes because I want my child to be free to be whatever they want to be. So they don't have that guardrail that you and I have.
You mean that they would take their precious daughter and be like, that's fine for her?
Yes.
Y'all got to be playing with me.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm
The reason
serious.
why is a lot of these men that are in the red pill have daughters, and you see how they are. So yeah, they will throw them to the wolves.
My cocoon has been sealed real tight apparently in life. I'm 45. This shit is shocking.
It's painful in some ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's cold blooded, but we've I can't remember when, but we've had some shocking moments.
It's
I
sad.
just want to focus on the.
I was just gonna say it's sad. This is exactly why our community is the way our community is right now. It's sad.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, upsetting was a perfect example when he was perfectly fine with just pearly things taking over the black community, basically the black manosphere community. No problem with it at all, none. She got for $5,000 of all things, at most. That's just what we do, unfortunately.
Man.
I mean, if a woman comes, it comes. You know what I'm saying? I never dated
If a woman come, it comes. He's calling a woman an it.
He said
that's why
it.
that's why you didn't understand what he was saying.
He said it.
He called her an it. If a woman comes, it comes.
Right. Like she's like,
They that's why they say female, because it's applicable to any animal. These types of people will sleep with animals. So anything that's a female is open for business for them if that's what they want to do. These type of people will stick it in any hole. They just don't care.
Right.
And then they get to a certain age and say, oh, all of a sudden I want kids. And so now, yeah, I'll sleep with women just to procreate with.
female before, so I don't know how to deal with it.
Okay, so I got to ask you these questions. So we're looking for a guy, correct?
Yeah, Kendra.
Okay, what kind of man you looking for?
I would say, I don't know.
Wow.
I know, but it's hard to.
You can't make this shit up.
I just want to throw this out there. Imagine if he's 30 and he, let's say 32, and he ends up somehow messing with, or he gets in a hard place. And, you know, black women love to let men live off of them. So he needs somewhere to stay, and it's convenient because he can probably have a long time to get himself together. So he goes the heterosexual look just for a moment. Imagine a woman that's in her 30s, 31, 32, he's 33, and she happens to be at the age where she has a teenage son, 15, 16 years old.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
I'm just going to leave that right there.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. That's what I was saying in the chat, that he's looking for, you know, the whole idea of them wanting these children is that they know that men aren't loyal. So the woman is just a nest egg for him to fall back on when everything hits the fan. And then the child is just a security blanket because they share the child together. So it's just it's plan B. They're doing the same thing that these men do, this so-called straight men do. The
I'm
child is
saying if that, I agree, but I'm saying if that sister that he's met already has a 15 or 16-year-old
Oh,
son.
absolutely. Yeah, you took it to another level with that one. Yeah, that's the other flip side to it as well, due to the lifestyle that he's been living. So yeah, it's like it's sacrificial on all sides of this.
Yeah, Leia said this. Black YouTube got me scared to date. You don't know where these people been.
Yep, I agree. Because look at this. Look what we're witnessing. You know, they want to use women and then and lie about it, and then try to come up with the different verbiage, calling us females, trying to identify these men as straight men, even though these men are not straight if they are having sex or doing any sexual acts with men.
Right. But they're going to change the rules so it fits their narrative better. So it's okay for them.
Yeah, but I'm glad they're telling on themselves because, you know, it goes back to what Cynthia G talks about. Women need to understand this and they need to know, because the more that women know, the more that women can protect themselves and protect their children. So I'm happy this guy is cammed up so everybody can see him and women can look on here and see who to avoid.
Right.
To describe them.
Okay, what's some deal breakers?
A lot of them. Deal breakers is clubbing every weekend, boosters, stealing, CNAs. I don't want no CNA. Somebody who's just doing everything.
A lady is in the house.
Everything but what their mama taught them.
It's funny listening to this guy say all this with his past. Like he's been perfect.
What their mother taught them?
On bread. Like basically, I'm just looking for, you know, like somebody loyal. You know what I'm saying? It won't have to be a companion. You could be friends.
Well, this is a dating show. So are you looking to find someone to date?
Well, you got to be friends before you date, right? I want my spouse to be my friend. I don't want to date nobody who's not my friend.
Okay. How does he have to look? Does he have to look a certain way?
Just like fine as fuck as me. I used to like dark skinned niggas, but I don't know. I don't like skinned niggas now.
You said fine as AF as you?
On brick.
On brick.
Yeah. Some people say on God, but I ain't putting it on that man name.
Okay, so I think another tip I want to give to all the ladies out there, any guy who goes by his nickname, like when you meet him, he does not want to tell you his real name, his God-given name. If he doesn't want to do that, that's just a tip. Woo's in the house. JP is in the house.
I may go to heaven one day. He's gonna be like, why you putting all that stuff on my name? So I just put on a solid brick. I try to be honest with myself, you know, be honest with others, you know.
Does the guy have to make a certain amount of money?
Oh yeah. I always had rich niggas. I want to say rich niggas, I mean the root all the evil, but I always had wealthy niggas. I should put it as that.
A wealthy man. Okay.
Yeah,
So
like some man, like at least some people say 100, but at least about 95 is okay.
That's only 5,000 difference of 100.
On bread, yeah.
Okay, at least 95. Could he be bisexual and have kids already?
I'm tired of it. Like, that's all I deal with, Kendra. That's my whole life. I relationship with 10 years with a DL nigga. He had a female and he came out for me. So it's like I'm used to dealing with DL niggas, and I don't know why. So I don't want like a flamboyant nigga. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want nobody.
You see this?
Yes.
You see this? That's exact the key word of what he's just saying. This is exactly what they do. This is why they like to keep the fantasy going, acting like these men are straight men. This is a conquer game. This is all vanity.
Yeah, he's telling all the secrets, isn't he?
And they used to love being with the DL men. They used to love that. And now they're saying they don't want them because they know that it comes with possibly getting them hurt, because they can't come out and expose the guy because their life is in danger. So but it was the thrill of quote unquote having someone straight, having a straight guy. And even when these guys are trans, they say they want a straight man. When a man
Exactly.
when a man does any type of intercourse, I don't care if it's in his ear, you're no longer a straight man. Like, no, sorry.
See, they want to act like they can monopolize everything, take over everything. And, you know, it's the whole idea of turning somebody out. And, oh, he's never, you know, I met this straight guy, you know, he's never been with a gay guy, but he went home with you on the first night when y'all just met. Like, come on.
Exactly. You've been gay. Dude, you've been gay.
It's just like, come on.
And that's the crazy thing. I mean, look at the black woman on the other side of the DL guy. She's a pawn in the game. He's dragging her along, probably because she's financing stuff, paying for stuff.
Yes.
These are not men who have backbone, who believe in building and supporting and providing. These are not those men. Like he just said, I like rich niggas, you know? These guys want to be like Austin.
Yeah.
They want to be taken care of.
And that's another thing, how you know these guys are DL too, because why is he taking every chance he gets, he has his shirt off, and his audience is predominantly male. He's in the shower soaping up, and his audience is predominantly male. Help me understand that. But these are supposedly straight men.
And, and the thing is, they're rewarding him by cash apping him. The more he does that stuff, the more he's pimping himself out. And they're like sending him money. Here, this is for your shirts. Here, this is for your. They even telling him what they're supporting him on. And this is not normal heterosexual behavior. A little older man helping a little young guy. You see what I mean? There's that part again. These are all older men giving free money to this little young guy for him to be their little puppet. Whatever we need you to do.
Yeah, he's an online boy toy.
And
he's
you know what I find incredibly sad, and I could be wrong, but if you think about how he said he was introduced to pornography at an early age, you know, I just think about some of these, how they're used on camera for other men to watch them. I mean, we don't know what the boy went through to be introduced to pornography at that age.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Gemini, when I heard that, because a lot of older men will groom young men by baiting them with pornography and things like that to develop relationships with them, and then they'll end up molesting those young men.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and you guys, that's why I go back to that whole heathenism, Satanism. I'm not talking about religion. I'm just talking about that culture, because we get to a point where you say, is there anything wrong with grooming? Is there anything wrong with men who fool women? Is there anything wrong? Ain't nothing wrong with nothing.
Where is the boundary?
Right.
Well, that's what what's the fat guy's name? That's a lawyer. That's what he was trying to do by Sterling. Thank you. Yeah, that's what he was trying to do, changing the narrative to try to say that women were doing sex tourism, because he was trying to justify the sex tourism that the men are doing, right?
Well,
by saying, "Oh, women are doing it too."
Women do it too. They try to women do it to us to death, and try to make it seem as though we have the same dysfunctions that they have, and it's just not so. Like women don't. Again, the conversation about sex, women aren't sitting around like that, talking about and thinking about sex the way that men do. There may be some women that are like that, but by and large, women aren't doing that.
What they don't realize is that if we really were to go there and get dark-sided and get into our energy, we would all become succubus, and we would all tap into our inner siren energy, and this world would turn upside down. Yeah, trust me. And the revolution would not be televised. This place would go up in flames, because we're just going to knock them down and take them down one by one. It'll be over.
It's incredibly disturbing that they want to Me Too us with everything, but then at the same time, fault us when we don't, or if we don't have children. So all of a sudden something is wrong with you if you don't have children. Something is wrong with you when you do have children.
And see, I said it in the chat. This is this guy's way. he wants to have the best of both worlds because the child will be a future cloak for him to still be able to play straight when he feels like playing in the future.
Absolutely. And that baby mama will always be his cover, his beard.
He's a
He can pull her
fallback,
out
right?
whenever he needs to. Yeah.
Yep. And because they share a child, then he's going to be able, when everything falls through, he could just go cry to her and she'll have sympathy. And then he could go die on her couch when he's full of illness.
Now, let me tell y'all something. When I first came to Atlanta, I'm from the suburbs, and very not used to seeing nothing. I mean, believe it, nothing. Everything was hetero, white, patriarchy, normal stuff in America. And when I got here, I ended up working at this grocery store, and there was a guy, and I remember it was some kind of dress up day. Maybe it was Halloween, and a lot of men who are kind of gay or whatever, they will take Halloween and let that be an opportunity for them to kind of show themselves a bit. And I remember coming to work at we were checkout counter, and there's the guy who was there, and he had never done any real gay stuff. He was a little bit feminine, but he had wore a pair of overalls, and he had no shirt under it, and it was kind of like he was selling himself kind of sexually. Just his whole energy changed during this Halloween day or whatever. And then I said to somebody, I said, "Oh my God, he's acting so different. What's going on with him?" They was like, he's gay. You didn't know? I was like, hell no, he ain't gay. He got 4 daughters. And they kept trying to tell me, no, he's gay. It doesn't matter. You can be gay with children. And so I absolutely know for a fact that people use children if for no other reason to help other people be convinced, because I know I was convinced. You can't be gay and have that
And I'm
means
gonna
you have
tell
some
you
cootie.
I'm gonna tell you the ultimate fake out, the ultimate privilege is for a white man that has become impotent and has been on top of the world for his own successes, then marries a woman that successes and they're in the limelight, for him to change himself into a woman and then take the privileges of a white woman. There is no that was the pinnacle for me. And it's like people really don't even understand what he did.
That's deep.
They don't even understand it. He had every privilege there was to have as a white man. And then when he went impotent, could no longer have sex, well, I may as well cut it off because it doesn't function. And now I'm going to be on top again because now I'm a white lesbian woman.
Exactly. Meanwhile, still dating women.
And Jenner, look at Jenner.
That's who I'm talking
Woman
about.
of the year.
That's who I'm talking about.
Woman of the year. That's what I'm saying. Woman of the year.
I was just gonna say that. And he won Woman of the Year too. How about that?
Yep. That way he gets to become the authority over womanhood.
Yes, and I think the woman that won the year before was a wife of a soldier, and I think she passed away. I think it was posthumous that they awarded her that, and he gave it back. He said, "I don't want my wife's name tied to this. Like, it's so disrespectful."
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what makes me even madder, the fact that you have men that are transitioning over to being a woman, and then now they want to define womanhood.
Yeah, not only define, they want to speak for us now.
Mm-hmm.
They want to tell us how to be. I think I've seen somebody on
It's
YouTube. He's doing like a whole tutorial on how to help women be women, like telling them, how to dress, tips. I'm like, oh my God.
It's deep.
Oh
It's
yeah.
deep. And it's so interesting how they talk against.
Yeah, what's even deeper is silly women that are going to listen to him, validating his foolery.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Strumman said Kristen Beck was a former U.S. Navy SEAL who transitioned to a woman.
Yeah, it's only going to get crazier as the economy, continues to crumble and people need money. I mean, at this point, I've seen people coming out claiming they can do all kind of stuff. I'm like, wow, this is just crazy. All type of healers and all type of magic tricks going on the internet. It's crazy.
Yeah, you guys, I think that we're honestly, it's scary because we got two different worlds, and that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing two different worlds colliding. I'm seeing, what's that movie, JP? I know you can tell me. Oh yeah, The Handmaid's Tale. I'm seeing The Handmaid's Tale become a force. Okay, that whole energy, The Handmaid's Tale. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That religious right, that did it, the moral this and tradition. I'm seeing that hand creeping over. And I'm also seeing this chaos hand where
It's
anything
because
goes.
that's faux traditionalism and conservatism. It's faux. They don't believe in those things. There are multiple dynamics as to why they're
Removing that abortion rights that's real. You know what I
no.
mean?
That's faux conservative because it's being done for a reason. It's not being done because they believe in children in the lives of children. Because let's just be real. If they believed in the lives of children, then why are there so many children in the system?
Well, well, I do have a belief about what's going on with that.
Yeah, they're putting more people for workforce. They need more bodies.
Right, exactly. And then what they're about to do is line the children up to and legally force them to birth children because the rates are going down too much.
But it's global.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Am I delusional, or do y'all see like these two different energies coming at each other full speed?
Absolutely.
Because it's because both of them are deceptive. Both of them have to do with evilness.
Some bullshit.
It's control. Exactly. And so it's going to collide, but it's going to collide harshly because they're two sides of the same coin. And those of us who are safe need to just stand back and stand out of the way and make sure you're secure in your finances, secure in your family, secure in your weapons. Very secure in your weapons and your finances. I mean, because these people are getting ready to collide, and it's going to be ugly because both of them are doing it for deceptive reasons, and it's about control.
Yep.
I agree with you. Shout out real quick. Just a real quick shout out to Strum in the house, A Lady in the house, Conscious Mind Love in the house, Damon is in the house, Peace Purveyor is in the house, Sudden Bell is in the house, and of course JP Nobody.
Mercy me.
I totally agree with you, Gemini. I totally agree with you. I think that it is it's just a fight for control. That's all it is.
And they're doing it by any means necessary. In their mind, it's by any means necessary. And whoever gets harmed in the interim, you're just casualty. They calculate the loss anyway. So, you're just a casualty of circumstances, and your life is what it is. In the greater, they're saying the sacrifices of your life is for the greater good. What they deem the greater good, not what you deem it, not what anybody else deems it, but what they deem it. And again, this push to put more weapons on the street, take away abortion, and let these criminals out in amongst the Black demographic, continuously let them out like a carousel to wreak havoc. Again, how do you control a population of people who are emotionally who have emotional problems and they lack impulse control? Let them out on the street and let them wreak as much havoc as you can, and you can minimize the population. Plus, you already know, you've done the studies. The studies have been done. The most dangerous time in a Black woman's life is when she's pregnant by a Black man. So there you go with that. So they're wanting to give women the death penalty for having an abortion in North Carolina or South Carolina. So what are they going to give the men? Because there is no penalty for that, and they're not excluding rape or incest. They're only excluding women who have terminations due to risk of life. And so they're willing to ruin lives in order to increase the populations of themselves, because they could see that it's going to make their population increase and ours decrease further. But again, like I said the other day, when you think about it, the Black population since we landed here, or since I believe we were here, a lot of us were here before. I'll just put that out there. But it's never exceeded 15%, and it's been 13% for over 2 decades.
Yeah, that was powerful.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Black population has decreased. So
Mm.
yeah, this isn't about us. This is about brown people, right? This is about the Hispanic
No, it's
population.
about us because they can assimilate. They can assimilate the Hispanic population. I mean, they
Yeah.
do have a lot of white Hispanics, so it's not about them. It is about us because they're really not concerned about them.
Yeah, it is about us. It is about us because once the weather patterns change over, they won't be able to, stand the UV rays, so they'll die out, and that's why they're promoting, a lot of interracial, hookups. So, this is just it's so many levels to this.
But the thing we're seeing is that children are becoming a commodity to everybody, even this gay man right here.
They always have been, though. That's why we're talking about these Greek emperors. It was the same thing then. That's what they were used for. That's why I said vanity is the juiciest sin that rotates on its own axis daily, all over this world.
All right, I'd like to kick a shout out to Mercy Me again in the house. Big Cap is in the house. Strum is in the house.
All right, ladies. Let's do our final remarks. We'll start with you, Urbanista.
What was the initial topic of this, real quick?
I've been delivered.
I've been delivered. Okay, so the initial topic was that the gay guy that came on, talking about. Okay, yeah, you know what? I really think that the agenda that I'm seeing with the manosphere around promoting, I say, misogyny and an anti feminine behavior has a lot to do with the undercover gay male erotic agenda, quite honestly. And I don't understand why these guys can't see it. I can see it clear as day. I mean, everybody can see clear as day that Kevin Samuels came off as a very homosexual leaning man, and the talking points and everything else. So I really hope that some of these young men wake up and they start really paying attention to the messages that are being delivered to them, because it's ridiculous. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Urbanista.
All right now.
Thank you, Urbanista.
May.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all letting me be a free talker. I got through it. Gemini did it. I did it, and I didn't even get my wine. But yeah, this was hard to watch, y'all. It was difficult.
You delivered. You got delivered.
Yeah, I'm delivered. I'm delivered. Thank God. Yes, I made it through, y'all. The thing I'm thinking is, y'all think hard and strong about supporting the gay agenda, because it's something in the gay agenda that's anti-woman, anti-black woman. So, you got to take your side now. Take your side.
Especially anti-black woman.
Yeah. That's my thought. Thank you.
Thank you. Siobhan.
Yeah, I think where you get delivered from is through the knowledge. And this is just another show that I find is so interesting, how people would literally argue and windmill when the information is right there. All you have to do is look it up for yourself. But yet they'll sit here and listen to these men shoot off random words. I named actual names. Google them and look them up. Don't believe me. Look up the information. Notice that the game is changing. Notice that a man can no longer hide behind his wife anymore. And that's why you see these men now looking to exploit children. Children have been exploited since the beginning of time in order to facilitate the foolishness of adults. Pay attention, do the research, find the answers for yourself. That's it. That's all. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Again, we appreciate everyone who showed up. We appreciate all of the input. We always have such a great thought-provoking conversation. And it's iron sharpening iron, and it's just to make everyone aware of what's going on out there, for you to be careful. I mean, we add comedy into it, but these are serious topics that we all need to be aware of, and that we need to be discussing with those in our tribe. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for a great live once again. Cue it up.
Shout out to Woo in the house.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
We need to start advocating for men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. But our women are not showing us. I don't care what they say. What are the women showing?
Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. Yo vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. Yeah. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Yeah. Money work. Corazón, de corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón, yeah. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work.